Ah yes, the Mida Multi Tool. In my mind, this gun is kind of like the pinnacle representative of scout rifles. Yes, I know there are other excellent scout rifles, looking at the Jade Rabbit, but to me, in my head, Mida Multi Tool is the quintessential scout rifle. In many ways, for a lot of you Halo fans out there, like me, the Mida Multi Tool might bear some similarity in terms of feel to it as the DMR, aka Designated Marksman Rifle, from the Halo series that was introduced in Halo Reach. I really do think of this as Destiny's DMR, and maybe that's why I love it so much. On paper, the idea of this weapon is near perfect. It's a lightweight weapon that's incredibly snappy, that allows you to take very quick flanks because of its movement speed bonus, and it keeps radar up for you all the time. Again, it really is, in my opinion, the quintessential scout rifle. And to talk about the more in-depth stuff for just a second, the aim assist stat really helps this weapon as well, being at 100 natively, and you might think to yourself, oh, that means this weapon's really easy. No, actually, it doesn't. This actually helps it be more versatile than other scouts, which is supposed to be the fantasy of this weapon, I'd assume, because higher zoom, which scout rifles have, has a multiplicative effect on what's called their aim assist cone, which basically makes it a lot more narrow in the mid to close range area. A higher aim assist stat means a wider aim assist cone, which effectively means they're trying to make Mida a weapon or a scout rifle that you can actually use in mid range with a little bit more effectiveness than other scout rifles. I find myself in this mentality all the time, thinking about all the benefits of Mida Multi Tool, and then I want to use it, and I think to myself that I can maybe make this work at a higher level of play. Although when I equip it and play even basic control or classic mix, it doesn't quite go the way I'd like it to. And I think that's just because scout rifles are in dire need of some help and don't really have a proper place in the sandbox at the moment. If Mida is supposed to be one of the best, most versatile scouts in the game, and it still struggles in one-on-one engagements, or the majority of maps I want to say, then this isn't really promising for every other scout rifle in the game. The biggest problem with scout rifles to me is not even so much their time to kill. Of course, it does require a good amount of precision, as I think a long-range versatile weapon should require. However, it feels like against hand cannons and many other weapons, but most notably hand cannons, it's incredibly difficult to shoot back. It honestly feels like I cannot shoot straight back at a hand cannon when I'm using the Mida Multi Tool or other scouts. The high zoom also has a part in this. Because it's such high zoom, it doesn't feel like it really fits on the majority of engagements in Destiny 2 maps. It really feels like the muscle memory and aiming at a target in medium range or the majority of engagements feels very awkward. In addition to, obviously, when I'm being shot, not being able to really properly visualize my crosshairs and shoot straight back at them. It feels like a lot of RNG. I thought I was crazy for a little while, but then I saw a clip from Ninja with no L on Twitter way back when Randy's throwing knife came out, and he was using it shooting straight at a target that was shooting straight back at him, and he showed that some of his shots just kind of didn't hit the target. Even though his crosshair was pretty on target, or at least close to that, his shot did not land on the target, which means there's something weird in my opinion, or at least it feels like there's something really weird going on with the flinch of scout rifles, and personally it feels very jarring and disheartening when you're trying to use one and be pretty intentional with landing your shots. Taking a one-on-one with a hand cannon at mid-ish range or even mid-long range where you feel like you'd be in decent scout range, somewhat out of their range, still feels like an uphill battle. If they simply hit you with a headshot, it feels like you cannot again shoot straight back at them, and because of the higher zoom, it's a little awkward tracking their strafes sometimes. These two things combined just make it feel really bad. And you might be saying, well, scouts are long range weapons. Well, the Destiny 2 maps really don't have many areas or angles where you can actually utilize a scout's range the majority of the time. And if they do exist, they seem to be very clear and obvious lanes that either snipers will dominate or people will avoid. And you want to be able to move around the map fluidly, of course, and not just really sit in one main lane. I also personally feel that scout rifles should be a consistent way of contesting snipers. They are a long-range weapon, they have less reward to it, but as a result, they should have a bit more consistency in being able to challenge sniper rifles. Right now, I don't personally feel like that is the case, so hopefully something can be done in regards to this at some point. I think the main allure of scout rifles should be that you have a weapon with tons of range and as a result lots of versatility, but it should be harder to shoot in close to mid range. However, if you have a really good shot and you are really accurate, you should be able to make it work, but it should be more difficult than something like a hand cannon. However, right now, again, it's too hard to do that, I find, or challenge really any one-on-ones or complete any one-on-ones, simply because you can't really shoot straight back at targets. I'd love to see the day where I can main Mida Multi Tool and play really aggressively with it again and feel confident in that, but today's not that day at the moment, so hopefully in the future we'll see some changes to scout rifles. But of course, that's just my thoughts, and I've talked a lot longer than I anticipated, but I really wanted to share my thoughts on the state of scout rifles, as I'd love to hear yours in the comments below. I'm gonna head out now and let you guys enjoy the gameplay, as that is the main focus of these videos. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Ooh, that was a good nade. Good job, teammate. That was sick.
You continue to be my greatest success.
No, I bumped into him. Oh my god, let's go. Damn, he got me. I felt like I got through the door. Unfortunate. No, we couldn't get zones. Unfortunate. Unfortunate loss. I feel like I did well that game. We'll see.
can win a battle.
Ooh, the 49. One off the 50. Damn. That's, I'm cool with that.